Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse One here. Welcome. I hope everybody is doing well. Uh, just before we get started into this, we're going to be talking about what we should be doing moving forward. We're going to talk about a little bit of topics and things, kind of just some sharing with you guys, and I want to obviously hear your feedback on it as well, and what we should be really taking care of now. Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple different things, and we'll get into that in a minute. I just want to remind everybody, if we have any issues with the stream, to just be patient. If it gets interrupted, I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. So don't think I'm just gone, because I'll try to get the whole hour and 20 minutes in as we do the show tonight. Okay, so hopefully we'll have no interruptions. You never know. We'll see. Time will tell. But again, if there's any interruptions, just be patient. I will get right back on. I want to remind everybody again that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel, and that please keep the chat clean. Please be decent to each other in the chat. No racism, no nastiness, no hatefulness. I'm not going to tolerate it. Okay. If you insist on being a jerk, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here. Now, I had somebody, and I wanted to mention this just because I thought that this was interesting. I had somebody wrote me privately onto my email, and they said, I unsubscribed from your channel, and I'm going to tell you why. And I always love it when I get those, because I'm never sure where that's going to go. But they were like, I don't like being threatened. Like when you start your live streams and you tell people to be decent, you don't need to be saying that every single time. Well, this person probably does not realize is my moderators could probably tell you that the number of people that they have blocked out of here is tremendous, because of people just trying to come in to stir up trouble, to be jerks or whatever. And I don't want that in my chat. So I try to give everybody a fair warning in the beginning of my videos to just be decent. If they can't do it, then again, like I said, then they get booted. So I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just being very factual, that it's not going to be tolerated. And I think we have great chats because of it. And the positive people, and again, I never ever have I had a problem with somebody that has a different mindset, that thinks different than I do. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that just come in and they just want to stir the pot and cause havoc and chaos. And, then there's the porn bots and every freaking thing else. Okay. So that's what I mean. So if you're taking it like I'm threatening somebody, I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just being straight up and honest right from the very beginning. So just putting that out there. I feel bad that person felt that they needed to leave because of that, if it was even a legit thing. But, who knows? I mean, I deal with so much stuff. You guys, realistically, I talk to other YouTubers and I try to explain to people, oh my God, okay, real quick, guys. If you can see that, I'll pull it back a little bit. There we go. You can probably see that now. Who's calling? Mom's calling. I mean, she's just, I'll call her after the show. So it's like clockwork. It's like I didn't hear from her all day today. Did not hear from my mom at all day. And just as soon as I'm going to start my live stream, she's going to call. That is freaking hilarious. And she probably will tell me later, I remembered afterwards. She's a trip. She's too funny. But anyway, so we'll get into this here in a second. I just wanted to share that with you guys. But like I said, you're never ever going to make everybody happy. But I've talked to a lot of other YouTubers and people that are getting started. And I've actually had people say to me, how do you deal with the hate? How do you deal, with the negativity and stuff like that? And I just told them, I said, you just have to develop a very, very thick skin and not take it personal. Because all they're trying to do, a lot of these types of folks that are doing that, they're trying to get under your skin. They're trying to, realistically, their ultimate goal, a lot of them, is to get you to quit. And a lot of people can't take it and they quit. And a great example would be Little Prepper Lady. Okay. Now obviously she's been focused on school, and I get that and stuff like that as well, but she really cannot take the hate. And it's too bad, but there's always going to be people that are going to be that way. I mean, you look at the way our country is right now. We are so divided in this country. It is ridiculous. And, so it's a huge, huge problem. And again, you're never going to get everybody to agree, ever. So it's like, people think, and this is what I find very interesting, people think that they can act any way that they want to nowadays, okay, especially the younger generation. They think they can act any way that they want to with zero consequences, all right? There's consequences for everything that we do in life. I'm like I said it before, and I've told you guys this before. I'm a huge believer in karma. I think karma is absolutely a real thing. If you do evil acts towards people, it will come back and it will bite you in the butt. Okay, I've seen it over and over and over again, and it may get you in one way. There was a guy that had a channel. I won't even acknowledge what the name of that channel was. Very, very hateful individual, unbelievably hateful individual, and he attacked somebody nonstop. Well, he ended up getting a very bad disease, this guy did. And I don't even know if he's doing YouTube videos anymore because I haven't watched his channel in years. See, the way that I deal with it, if I don't, like I said, and I've said this before, which I find amazing that people don't do this. If I don't like what the product that somebody's putting out, I just don't watch. I don't watch their stuff at all. So, but this individual was just, I've never seen the viciousness and the attacks on an individual like he did to this one person. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And again, I truly believe that karma came back and it bit him in the butt. And I think that happened. So I think if you put out, here's the weird part about this, okay? If you're putting out positive energy in a good vibe, or if you're putting out negative energy in a negative vibe, if you're negative constantly all the time, trying to put people down, being mean, being nasty, what you draw to you is negativity. But I think if you try to put out positive energy in a good mindset and everything like that, that also comes back to you. And I've seen it over and over and over again. It's amazing how it works. It really is. And if you have, if you're trying to be a decent person, it always comes back. You get it back, and it's not like you're looking for something. Like that's just what you're putting out. But you draw positive people to you. And I'm going to tell you what, the trolls are just jealous people, James, NASCAR fan, said. And a lot of that is, a lot of it is jealousy, or they wish they could do what you're doing and don't have the guts to try it, or whatever the case may be. Or they're just trying to, they're so miserable and so unhappy in their own lives that and I honestly believe this. I think it actually causes them physical pain if they see somebody else that's happy. Sorry, guys. Hold on. I got a cat screaming to go out. So sorry about that. She's going to come and get him. Yes. We have a screamer at the... Take care of him, please. If we could do a cat sighting. You can bring him over real quick. Mr. A.B. I knew it was A.B.
He wants to go outside.
Well, yes, of course he wants to go outside. He's got to go chase the ladies. He's one of our babies. Here, let's see. We'll do a cat cam real quick. Oh, cat sighting. All right. That's Mr. Abel. So anyway, sorry about that. So I want to get into talking about what do we got? We got 884 in the chat already, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would please ask you to do that to show support for the channel. And again, it really does help with algorithms. So thank you for that ahead of time. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. And I would appreciate that as well. And make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And again, thank you for doing that ahead of time. So let's really delve into, we're part of it, what I'm already talking about, the attitudes of people and stuff like that. So a lot of this younger generation, again, they think that there's no consequences for their actions. And I just saw a thing, there was a Harvard lawyer that, and I don't know what she said, I only caught a blurb of it. She got fired from her job because of her actions of what she had done. And I don't really know what she had done because I didn't click on the article and I didn't read it. But of course it said in what I did see was, of course, she blamed Trump supporters as the reason why she got fired, which I think is just amazing. It's always somebody else's fault. you are responsible for your own actions. And so, unfortunately, if you decide, again, and I've said this before, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You got to realize everything has a cause and effect. If you act a certain way, it's just like these people that are out there doing vandalism. And like there was the Minnesota fires, okay, where they were burning a town. They got pictures of these people, okay? And so they're going to get arrested because of arson, and they're looking at 10 years, and they're all young, and they feel like they're invincible and they can do whatever they want to do. But, again, there's always going to be consequences for your action. Look at what's going on with our country right now in the division, the hatred. I've never seen anything like it. Honestly, in my lifetime, the country's gone through some crazy changes, but ever since the president was elected, it's just absolutely been just insane. I've never seen the attacks on a president like this, that's happened to our president. Never seen that before. Just anything that they could make up, anything that they could do to try to ruin him, to get him out of office. What we got to understand with what's going on right now. Hey, Asif, troll, totally rude, obnoxious little life. Yeah, there you go. I like that. That's awesome. Thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. What you got to understand is like the mindset of people now, again, it's completely different. It's foreign than anything you've ever seen before. But you have we got to think about this for a second. You have a small group of people that are getting all the headlines, okay? You got your Antifa, your Black Lives Matter, stirring the pot, going into these places, and a lot of times being shipped in. So what we got to pay attention to is who is bankrolling that, okay? Where does the money go? Where does the money go for BLM? Let's say you decide you're going to support BLM, so you make a donation. Hey, Prepper Chris 1. She said if I hear one more person say all lives matter, she was going to stab them, and as they're bleeding, she would show you a paper cut and say a cut never matters. She was interning, never hired. Oh, okay, that lawyer. Okay, yeah. Well, and I'm sorry, but you know what? Thank you for that donation, Chris. I appreciate that, and thank you for saying that. Like I said, I didn't know what the article was, so. But well, good. So she was interning. Good. I'm glad that she's not going to get hired. When you say stupid stuff like that, you got to expect consequences for your actions. It's just, and yes, and Bob Tom just said it's the media giving them publicity. You're right. They're giving them that stage where they can go out there and act a fool. That's not everybody. Okay, so I'm sure people around the world are looking. A lot of you guys that are my subscribers that are from all over the world, you probably are seeing this stuff that's going on here and think, oh my God, these people are lunatics, right? It's not everywhere that this is happening. This is not happening everywhere. But what we got to remember too, who's bankrolling this? Where's that money coming from? So I'm going to go real quick. I want to talk about this. Oh, she was not a lawyer? Okay, Raymond just said that. I thought she was, so my fault. Am I wrong on that? I'm sorry. Who's bankrolling it? Where's the money coming from, right? So that's what you got to pay attention, because these people are being bussed in, the agitators. And when you have a group of people that are already upset to begin with, it doesn't take much to put them over the edge. JJ said she was an intern. Okay, all right. Well, I just kind of saw the article a little bit, and I didn't read the whole thing. I said that, so but she ended up they got rid of her. And of course, then she blamed Trump supporters for her own actions. It's her own actions that caused it. But, Ed, if you were raised with no consequences as a child, you will be the same as an adult. Yep, James Osborne, you are correct. And I think that's a huge part of the problem. We have a generation of children that were not shown discipline, which is, in my opinion, a lack of love. If they have boundaries, discipline, it makes them better people. It really, truly does. When there is no consequences for your bad behavior, you can do whatever you want. Bertellus News Network. One of BLM founders said They're a trained Marxist. Wow. Okay. Now, guys, too, I would like you guys to go over and show. Well, actually, is Baroness is her name, is what she goes by, but Vitalis News Network. If you would go over to her channel and show her some love, she just started her channel, and so she's just starting out. So if you would go show her some love over there, I would appreciate that, and show her some support. And like I said, let her know that I sent you over, and help her channel get growing there. Because again, now the way that YouTube is set up, I'm not sure a lot of people are aware of it. When you start a channel now, you have to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have a minimum of 4,000 watch hours before you can monetize your channel. So a lot of smaller channels, it's very difficult for them to really get going and try to make any money off of YouTube at that point. So if we can support each other, I think that is a really, really good thing. But so anyway, I wanted to talk about this as well. So BLM, you're supporting, let's say I'm going to support BLM, and I make that donation. Where's that money going? You know where that money's going, guys? It's going to the Democratic Party. A lot of that money that is donated goes to the Democratic Party. So I want you to think about that, okay? And very, very interesting. Yeah, BLM is absolutely a hate group. You're right, Timothy. I couldn't agree with you more. They're absolutely a hate group. But that's okay. That's okay. It's so to the point of being ridiculous, it's laughable. The way that things are set up now, and again, a lot of people have to be very, very careful at work. If you say the wrong thing, you could lose your job, and that's terrible that you can't have your opinion and say your opinion and be respected for your opinion because you have the right to your opinion. But, we live in a day and age where if you say the wrong thing, or if you were perceived, and this is what the best part is, you are perceived as being insensitive, okay? If you are perceived as being insensitive, you're automatically wrong. And we got to remember this too. If you're white, you're automatically wrong no matter what, especially if you're a white male. So you're automatically wrong right in the very beginning. So it's absolutely crazy the way that things are set up. It's unreal. And again, like I said, something is going to give. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Got to have my green tea. It is very warm. We hit 91 today here. And I want to remind everybody too, okay, New York State normally doesn't get a lot of days in the 90s. Where I'm at, in my area, we normally get about 12 days a year for the whole year where it's 90 plus. Right now, yesterday I know it hit 89. I don't know if it did hit 90 yesterday. It was 91 today. We're in a stretch right now. The next 6 days are all going to be 90 plus. So, hey, Bob Tom. Susan Rosberg, convicted terrorist, pardoned by Clinton, is a BLM board member. Wow. Nice. And again, so that all goes back to, thank you very much for the donation, and thank you for that statement too. And here's what I always think is interesting. It always goes back to what George Carlin said. Okay? It's a big club, and you ain't in it. Okay? We're not in this club. There's a power elite, and they're always watching each other's back. All those type of things. Look at Patty Hearst. If you guys go back and remember, look with Patty Hearst. A spoiled little rich heiress that was kidnapped, and ended up robbing a bank with those folks. Hey, Donna Smith, keyboard warriors should keep in mind that employers scrub social media because it's such a big part of life now. Employer possible job opportunities can be gone in a flash. Exactly. You're right, and they do. They watch what you're posting on social media, so they want to see where your mind. I mean, you go in for an interview, you're putting on your best face. But if you have your social media and you're spewing out hatred, whatever way, they're going to look at that and they take that into consideration. Great comment, and thank you very much for the donation as well. Did you see the Black Panthers at Stone Mountain looking for a fight? I did not see that, Anthony. Nope, boat right. I did not see that. I did see a picture of a guy. I don't know if he was a Black Panther or not. He was all in black. And it was funny because in the picture, it's a 22, okay? And you can see clearly that he's got a jam in the rifle. which I think is freaking hilarious. But he's trying to be a big tough guy with this, with this 22 with the clip in there, and the lever action. It's already jammed. So where's he going? I'm telling you right now, guys, and I've said this before, and I'll say this again. These type of people, your BLM, your Antifa type of folks, they really don't want to go to war with us. They may think that they do. And when I say us, I'm talking about Joe Average Citizen. That's when I say us. Joe Average Citizen that goes out every day, works for a living, pays our taxes, helps. Basically, we're the lifeblood of this economy of our country because we're the ones that are paying the most in taxes for it. It isn't the rich, and it sure isn't the poor, okay? It's your middle class, which has been squeezed and squeezed and squeezed to the point where realistically, now it's really, you want to be considered the working poor, okay? We're the ones that keep things rolling in this country. So, piss those people off and see what happens. Hey, L. Gibson, all of the craziness is institutional because Mr. T pulled back the curtain on the Wizard in D.C. Oh, hold on a second. Let me just... they need us to stop looking at that and look elsewhere. Oh, yeah, you know what? And I'm going to agree with that a lot. It's a lot of it. Thank you very much for the donation as well. All distractions. So, and I said this when I did my last stream on Friday. I was talking a little bit about this. They're doing the distractions now. If we can take the focus off of, listen, why are all these distractions going on, right? Why do we have, basically in the news, you have the protest, you have COVID, that is dominating the news, right? So what are we being distracted from? Let's think about this for a second. Southern Boy Prepper, love your channel, PN1, trying to build my channel, would love a shout out. Okay, there you go. Southern Boy Prepper, guys. Again, there's another channel. Give him some support if you would. That would be great. And, like I said, we all got to try to help each other out here, especially with YouTube. It's a big game. It's a really big game. I just went under 85,000 subscribers, too, and I was watching it yesterday. I got to tell you this. This was interesting. And thank you very much for the donation as well. So, hope go there and show him some support, guys. Redskins have to change the team name, but the Chiefs don't? Question mark. Yeah, and it's all politics and BS. They're evaluating it. That's what the Redskins are doing right now. They're evaluating it. So we'll see if they actually change it or not. I don't think Snyder's changing the name. He owns a team. He can do whatever he wants. But I don't think you're going to see that happen. But anyway, what was I was just going to say something. Oh, my God, where did that thought go? I hate that when that happens. Right in the middle of thinking of something. Let me see if I can go back and remember what I was talking about. Hold on. Okay, distractions. Yes, okay. I knew it would come back. So what are they? Why are they doing these distractions? So let's think about it realistically. One of the big reasons is, I'm going to drum roll, right? Joe Biden is an idiot. All right. This individual is continuously and will continue to open up his mouth and put his foot in it. It's just he can't help himself. Now, what you didn't hear about, now think about if Trump had said this. This is what Joe Biden said. If you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. That's verbatim what he said. Now, if that ain't racist, 100%, I don't know what is. Okay, and basically saying that if you're black, you have to vote for me, meaning Joe Biden. Okay, could you imagine? Could you even begin to fathom the backlash of that if Trump had said that? Think about that. I mean, realistically, think about that. Okay, but this idiot continues to put his foot in his mouth. He's done it his entire career. We're not even going to talk about how creepy he is with young ladies. We're not even going to talk about that. I mean, there's plenty of video footage, and that's on camera. That's on camera that has been caught on camera. I mean, unbelievable. So we want to keep the distraction away from him because they want to try to focus on continuing to discredit Trump. That's the focus. Continue to discredit Trump. Get anybody that is, on that fence, not sure where to go, They want to try to push that vote towards, Biden. Obviously, it's all a manipulation. And again, I'm really, really looking forward to, and I've said this before again, for the one-on-one Trump versus Biden. I think they said they're going to do 3 debates. I cannot wait to see that. There's not yet. What about the Atlanta Braves? Exactly. And you know what? Let's see. Joe Biden needs to make the Clintons mad. Probably problem solved. Yeah, James Osborne. That's funny. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable, with the whole thing. How did all of a sudden Biden came out of nowhere and wins this nomination? I mean, and he's one of those guys, and you've got to think about it. He's been in politics for 49 years. 49 years, and all of a sudden now he has all the answers that are going to fix everything? I don't think so. If he hasn't done anything to fix it in all that time period, he's not going to fix it now. So, but again, pay attention. I find it absolutely amusing. Okay, so what are we getting? What are we getting with Trump? And it's like I don't want to sound like I'm always rah 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 pro Trump. What are we getting with Trump? Right? We're getting a blowhard, an egomaniac. But again, to be in that office, aren't they all egomaniacs? If they aspire to be the president, aren't they all egomaniacs? Aren't they all very self-centered and it's all about them? I mean, it doesn't really matter who the politician is. That's the reality. I honestly, and I've said this before, I actually like Trump. And the reason that I like Trump is because he says it like it is. And I think that's funny because, they're not used to that. Hey, Asif, will Trump clean Biden's clock? I think so in the long run, even with all the distractions. If you really look at what Trump did as far as for the economy in his time in office, unemployment for everybody was at record lows. I think those things are really, really important. I think he's done some great stuff as far as, the NAFTA trade agreement, getting rid of that, working on getting rid of that, renegotiating with China, putting the squeeze on them. He's pissing a lot of people off. Absolutely, he's pissing a lot of people off. And I love that. I do, because it's like, to me, it's like, if you're not pushing somebody's buttons, then I think it's an interesting thing. Trump is not phony, nor does he pander. No, he does not, Sierra Gold. And again, that's what I like, that he says it just like it is. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to get a phone call after this from my buddy Steve, who just hates Trump. Can never really give me a legitimate reason why, but he hates Trump. Okay. And he's always giving me a hard time. He's like, oh, your boy. Nobody's my boy. I just, like I said, I like it, the fact that Trump doesn't sugarcoat stuff. If your feelings get hurt by what he says, he doesn't care. That's what I think is funny about Trump. I find that amusing. And again, he's ruffled a lot of feathers, but he's doing what he feels, in my opinion, what is best for the country. And just remember, too, while everybody's also distracted with this, that, and the other thing, guess what's going up down on our southern border, guys? That wall continues to be built, which was one of the things that he said. So keep that in mind, too. So, but, Trump won't last 4 more years. Oh, yeah, I think he will. Absolutely, I think he will. You know what? If he gets reelected, I think you're going to see a lot of issues. Absolutely, I think you're going to see a lot of issues. But again, I think you're going to see, the average citizen, the average hardworking citizen, is going to get to a point where they had enough of this nonsense. And then it's already happening. It's already happening. When you have towns and people in towns are saying, they're going and guarding monuments, or if they know that these, hate groups, BLM, Antifa, and stuff like that, are coming into town to protest, okay, they're basically going there in mass numbers and armed to say, you're not pulling that nonsense here. I absolutely 100% agree with that right to do that. And I'm going to tell you what, and I just saw a video, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and somebody was driving and they were trying to block the roads in Seattle, and this guy just drove right into the crowd, and 2 of them went flying. And I don't know how bad they got hurt, but I'm sure they got hurt because he hit them. Okay? Again, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I'm telling you right now, if I'm on the road and you get in front of my car and you say, you think you're going to protest and stop me and all this type of stuff. One died. Robert Blakemore just said, okay, yep. I saw that and I didn't know. Yeah, well, you know what? Again, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Realistically, if you get in front of my car, I'm going to give you one warning. I'm going to say, get out of my way. If you choose not to get out of my way and you think I'm going to sit there, now I want you guys to think about this. Put yourself in that car. You've seen all the videos. They break the windows out. They pull these people out of cars and they beat the crap out of them. You're not doing that to me, not without me doing something about it. I'm driving through you, and I don't care. I'm going to give you one warning. Get out of my way or I'm coming. And if you don't get out of the way and you try to break my windows, I'm hitting the gas and I'm going to drive right through you. That's reality. You need to be able to protect yourself. Now let's put it in a little different situation. You're in that car, you have your wife next to you, and your kids are in the back seat, and these idiots are playing these games. You're going to just sit there and let them break the windows out of your car, pull you out, beat you up, maybe beat up your wife, hurt your children? Not happening. Not happening. People are getting sick of this nonsense. These people are not peaceful protesters. They're just not. So, people need to think about that. They really, really do. What do we got? 1.2 in the chat, guys. We're at 505 on the thumbs up. If you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, I would please ask you to do that, just to make sure, show support for the channel. And again, it really does help with the algorithms as well. And so I appreciate that if you would do that. Not a fan of folks on the internet. No, me neither, Robert. It's unnecessary. And what are you trying to prove realistically? Okay. And again, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe and hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for that as well. So I got to tell you real quick what YouTube did to me yesterday. And it's amazing because I know this is YouTube, okay? And it happened like 3 days in a row. So my numbers were starting to go back up again. I was like, okay, cool. The numbers are going back up. 3 days in a row. And I saw it happen yesterday because it was just all at once. And the other 2 days, it was like, I checked in and then I checked in later. 30 subscribers all at once, gone, okay? I literally was on. I was looking at what my numbers were, turned around, 2 minutes later, went back, and I had 30 less subscribers to the channel. That's not all of a sudden 30 people all at once decide, oh, nope, screw this guy, I'm out of here. That's not how it works. That's YouTube. That's what YouTube is doing. So, again, if you're subscribed to the channel, just watch that because that's part of the game that they like to play. They like to chop your numbers. Make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure you're still getting the notifications as well, because that's part of the game as well, just so you know. While we got this many people in here, we'll go ahead and do the egg count right now. Now, I want you to remember, yesterday we only ended up with 6 eggs yesterday, 89 degrees yesterday. The day before that, I think it was 90, and we had 8 eggs that day. So what is everybody's guess for today? We hit 91 degrees today. So what is everybody's guess today as far as what do they think we got for eggs? So we're going to... So I'm going to give you guys a minute to put your guesses up here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you now. If you had the same guess as Linda Davies said 11 eggs. We ended up with 11 eggs today. So not bad. I was really surprised, I'll be honest with you, especially after yesterday with only getting 6 for the whole day. But they laid 11 eggs today. Over there by the chicken coop, it's really shaded over there. So, and if you go inside the chicken coop, it's not as hot, believe it or not. So, they're in the shade quite a bit, especially when it's hot. But, it's not like the winter. When it's winter time, all the leaves are off the trees. So they're getting that morning sun, and it really helps heat up the chicken coop for them. But, but yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day today with 11 eggs. So, but any tips for off-grid income? Jake Ennis just said. Well, it depends on what your specialty is, Jake, to be honest with you. There's a lot of ways that you can make money. If you have like an online business, something that you can do like that, depends on what your skill set is. I don't know what everybody's skill set is. Everybody has different things. But if there's some way that you can, have an income where you can stay home and do that from home. I mean, like right now, a lot of people are working from home. I think a lot of people are going to want to continue to do that because they can be home. and if they can get the job done and still be home, that's a freaking blessing, But there's a lot of different things that you can do as far as that goes. But again, a lot of distractions going on, so we got to always pay attention. What is going on? Why are we being distracted? Okay, that's a big thing. So you got to look through. And again, we're given information that they want us to see. All right. When you go and you look at overseas news networks reporting on America, they're looking at it from a different spin. But again, we have to also remember those countries like the UK. I'm going to use the UK as an example. Their news is absolutely filtered, just like our news is absolutely filtered. Okay. They're basically told you're going to report on this. Hey, Merry Christmas. Today you can have forgiveness, repent, and be baptized in Jesus' name. Acts 2:37-38. This is the only way to heaven. Thank you for your statement, and thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. Thank you. But this man in Japan. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta see what this. Hold on. I wanted to read that. The man in the Jaguar killed a 24-year-old. And was dedicated to the BLM movement. The 24-year-old was? Okay. Well, like I said, again, you put yourself out on that highway, you're going to get what you get. And I don't really have a lot of sympathy for them. Don't Panic says, from now on, you should refer to YouTube as ScrewTube. Well, yeah, thank you very much for the donation. And I can't disagree with you. It's just a big game. If you are not, like I said, it depends on where your stance is. If I was pro this or pro that, I'm sure I would have no issues with anything, with the channel. And I'm sure my numbers would have gone up exponentially. But because I speak out, I say it like it is, I'm honest, they don't like that. So they screw with you. That's just, again, it's what I have to deal with. And we'll just continue to do what we do. It's just like today's video. When I put up today's video, it did not get a whole lot of views. A lot of times what will happen is YouTube won't put it out there. They won't put it out there. So it's just how it goes. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. So you don't get the views on stuff. You don't get the views. I mean, and maybe people didn't care about medicinal plants. I don't know. I think it's an interesting topic that needs to be talked about. And there's not just 8 plants. There's a whole bunch of plants that can be used for medicinal purposes, and I think that that's important. Now, would Big Pharma like you to go that route and go with medicinal plants? Probably not. So that doesn't fit the agenda. So we're going to try to squash that type of a video. So think about it. I mean, everything is done for a reason. Everything has a purpose. And realistically, what people have to really truly understand, who controls this country? Is it Trump? Nope. Is it Congress? Nope. Is it the Senate? Nope. Big business controls this country. And if you don't think big business controls this country, you need to wake up, because they set all the rules. They can lobby. They got billions, literally billions of dollars that are put into, it's hundreds of millions, but it's a lot of money gets put into lobbyists to push the agenda, to basically put money in congressmen and senators' pockets to get their agenda pushed through and to get what they want. If you guys remember when Bush was president, and I'm talking, first President Bush, okay? Pamela X, how would you react if Heather wanted to go protest? My niece is trying to involve herself, and I'm scared for her stupid young self. Well, Heather and I have had that discussion. We've absolutely had that discussion, and I have told her repeatedly, never, never, never get involved with protest, even if it's something you believe in, because you never know when it can go sideways. And she's smart enough, to be honest with you. Heather's a very, very intelligent young lady. She has different opinions than I have, different views than I have, but she realizes the dangers in getting out there and getting involved in those protests. So she has told me I would never do it, Dad. And I said, please don't. Be smart. And that's what it comes down to. Why would you put yourself in a situation where you can get caught up in the crowd, get jammed up? Why would you do that? So, again, with this comes down to realistically, okay, so here's what it comes down to, okay? And this is this is just coming from me being honest. I have a very, very good relationship with my daughter. Even though we have completely different views on stuff, I've always wanted her to have her own mind. So I've encouraged her to have her own mind. Again, her and I, we agree to disagree. I love her to death. She loves me to death. And we have that mutual respect in that aspect. But as a parent, and her respecting me as a parent, she listens to what I have to say. Okay? So if I say to her, you know, this is not safe. This is not a safe activity. Please do not get involved with this. She's smart enough to sit down, look at it through, process it, and go, you know what, Dad's right. Okay? And it's not about being right. It's just about being realistic. Okay? So, you know, I would hope that you would do that with your niece. I hope that answers your question. I kind of got into detail, but I think it's important. I really, really do. So, you know, Mary Sketchel said Christians are preppers too. What does that have to do with anything? I don't understand that comment. There's a lot of preppers, a lot of religious preppers. And what's wrong with that? I don't understand. I don't understand what that was all about. Annette Boyle, Heather, the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. No, I'm going to tell you what. Heather, okay, so Heather is like me in a female form, but except that Heather is more politically correct. I guess is the right way to put it. You know, she knows how to negotiate that where I will never, ever, ever be politically correct. And the thing is, I think for me, I'm very fortunate that I'm in a position, and I pretty much have been my whole life. I speak my mind. I always have. It's cost me some jobs. I know that because I will never, ever, ever be politically correct. Okay. I say it like it is. If you don't like it, I really don't care. And it sounds terrible. I do care, but I don't. I guess if you can understand that, what I say. But I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm not trying to be mean on purpose. I just say it like it is. I don't sugarcoat things. Where Heather is more diplomatic in that aspect. She knows how to play that game. I don't play that game, and I never will. So that maybe she gets that part from her mom, which is a good thing. I don't see that as a bad thing. Thoughts on Richie from Boston? You know what? I've had a lot of people talk about Richie from Boston. I really don't know him. I really haven't watched a lot of his videos. I've watched a couple things. I don't always agree with what he says, but I'm going to tell you what, he does his thing, and that's fine. You know, I don't know, you know, I haven't watched enough of his stuff to really make an opinion. And even if I do make an opinion, I'm not going to come on here and I'm not going to bash another YouTuber. That's not what I'm about, and I never will be about. But I really, honestly, I haven't watched enough of his videos to really make an opinion on that. And like I said, and if I did, if anything, let's say I didn't care for his channel, okay, I would just say something like, you know, I really don't like what he puts out there, so I really don't watch his channel. That's what I would say. But I can't give you an opinion on him because I don't watch his stuff, to be honest with you. You know, I'm really, really busy, so I don't really sit around watching YouTube videos all the time. I really don't. You know, and that's not against anybody, but actions speak louder than words. Healthier Health said that. Yeah, absolutely. Actions always speak louder than words. But yeah, I just, like I said, I really don't, you know, I don't really have an opinion on it. Like now, one person that I absolutely can give you opinion on, Marfugal News, Adam. I know him. I've talked to him plenty of times. I've been on his show. I like Adam. I have no issues with Adam. He has a different flavor than I do, but that doesn't make him wrong and me right. Okay. My focus is on something different. He's putting out there the different news, sharing his opinions and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with that. So again, I like Adam. I tell people all the time, like when I do a lot of the live streams, I'll say, go support Marfugal News. Tell him that I sent you. You know, give him some love. I like him. He's on the West Coast. I have no issue with him. So like Richie from Boston, I've never talked to him. I really don't know his stuff, so I really can't give you an honest opinion because I really haven't watched his videos. So, okay, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. Let's see. Love Richie from Boston and hearing crystal clear. There's a few more, of course. Oh, and again, everybody has the different people that they like to watch. Like, there's a guy I like to watch. Okay, has absolutely nothing to do with nothing. Guy plays slot machines. I think he's hysterical, so I watch his channel. And that's just for me. That's mindless entertainment because he's playing slots and he's having fun and he jokes and laughs and just has a good time with it. And I just think it's freaking hilarious. So I like to watch his channel. And I do that realistically. That for me is like an escape because he's not being political. He's not, he's just doing his thing and like that. And that's, so everybody, and here's the funny thing, it's like everybody wants you to pick a side. You got to be on this side or you got to be on this side. I'm on my own side. That's whose side I'm on. Okay. I believe that you treat people with respect, you get respect back. I can't force anybody to, if their view is different than my view, that's okay. That's an option that we all have. So, I watch Kyle the Rooster channel for a mindless escape. North Shore Preparedness just said, and there you go. And that's, we all have those different things that we watch that we like, again, just for mindless entertainment. And that's what that guy's channel is for me. So it's mindless entertainment. So, but thoughts on a call for an uprising? I think you're going to see that anyway, to be honest with you. The extreme left, and I don't want to categorize everybody on the left as that extreme. Okay, the extreme left has an agenda. All right, they really truly do. Actually, I'm going to get into this in a second, and we're going to talk about this second. But we're at 1.1 in the chat. We're at 662 on the thumbs up, guys. I'm going to ask you again if you would shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. And if you would do that, I would appreciate it. And thank you very much ahead of time. And again, it really does help with the algorithms. So thank you for that as well. And hey, Aaron Sanka, how do you feel about Viking Preparedness or Bear Independent? I will get into that in just a second. Thank you very much for the donation as well. Bear Independent, I really don't know. I haven't watched his stuff at all, so I can't give you an opinion on him. Viking Preparedness, I have seen him. I haven't seen him in a while. I'll be honest with you. I used to watch him a little bit a couple years ago. A lot of good advice, ex-military. He knows what he's talking about. So, I don't know a lot about him now, so I really can't give you an opinion now because I haven't really watched his stuff lately, but I used to watch him quite a bit. Harshman Hills, just dropping a coin for you. Stay safe. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. Again, guys, if we're the thumbs up, if you would do that, I would appreciate it. Like I said, it really does help with the algorithms and, showing support for the channel. And again, I like to see a lot of thumbs up too. I'm not going to lie. So thank you for that. What do you think will be included in the next stimulus package? Instead of giving all the money to big business, they should really take care of the regular people. Because giving people $1,200, what did that really do? If you're out of work and you don't have, if you're not getting the big unemployment and getting the extra 600 and everything else, what are you going to do? But that's it's a tough situation. But I think that they should be taking care of the small people better. $1,200 ain't cutting it. We're realistically $1,200 isn't enough to get you through 1 month, and not in today's society. If you got a family of 5, for an example, you can easily spend $200 a week, if not more, in groceries alone. So right there is $800, and that gives you $400 more left over. Where's that going? So again, now you throw utilities in there. It's just that's not going anywhere. That's not helping. What's going to help, and I've said this before too, what they need to focus on realistically, infrastructure. You want to get America going. You want to stimulate the economy. Let's get a couple $1 trillion. Let's go. I'm going to go even $5 trillion. Let's take $5 trillion, manage it properly. Don't let somebody get rich off of that. Merry Christmas. Hey, Ed, how do you feel about the Lord Jesus Christ? You know what, dude? everybody knows where I stand on that. Thank you very much for the donation. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not turning this into a religious debate. I'm not going to. Everybody knows where I stand on that. So that's just where we're going to leave that. Thank you very much for the donation, though. So thank you for that. But again, if you take $5 trillion, throw it into infrastructure, your roads, bridges, your waterways, the electrical grid, totally redoing the electrical grid, okay? You do that, you put people back to work, you give people a purpose, okay? You give them a reason to get up every day. Bear gets drunk and talks about God, not good. Oh, like I said, I don't know the channel, so I really don't know. So, but thank you for saying that. And like I say, I don't really know. But anyway, if you do that, you give people a purpose. Giving you, see, here's the thing: is what does I give you $1,200? What does that do? What is the long-term good of that? You got $1,200, which you can basically spend very, very quickly, okay, and then it's gone. But if I can give you a job that you're going to earn a living, and a good living for a long period of time, because I'm going to tell you what, fixing this country's infrastructure is not going to happen overnight. It's not a 5-year project. We're talking about a 20-year project. Look at the dams. Look at all the dams. Look at all the levees that have had issues, okay? And it continues to happen. So if we can put that money into stimulate and stop giving it to big business. Let's stop giving billions and billions and billions of dollars to big business. Screw them. Realistically, screw them. All right. How come all the mom and pop shops have to close and not be open, but Walmart, your big grocery store chains, your Sam's Clubs, your all your hardware, your big hardware chains, Home Depot, Lowe's, they can all be open. Why are they allowed to all be open, but all the smaller ones got to be closed? And who does that kill? That kills the small business guys, right? Because everybody is now taking their business to the big chains, and the big chains are making bank. I'm going to tell you what, like I said, Costco, there's another one. Yes, Amazon, exactly. Okay, yeah, don't give them a fish, teach them to fish. Lori Austin, very, very great comment, Lori. You're right. Yep. Give a man a fish, he eats for one day. Teach him how to fish, and he eats for a lifetime. Exactly. And I think that's where we need to go. So, Ed, landlords already evicting people and families regardless of what's going on. Grocery stores in Florida being impacted with COVID. Yeah, and so there's the other part of the problem now, too. You have people being evicted from their homes. There's no jobs. Where are they going? So you're going to have a lot. People have no idea. Hey, Starfire 3, thank you for your kitties. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. They eat very, very well. Trust me, they are not missing any meals. So thank you very much. Thank you for that. Full of hope. I think TPTB are like locusts, finished with the U.S. Yeah, thank you for the donation. Like I said, we have a tremendous amount of issues in this country. And again, if I'm big government and I really care about my country, I'm putting money into the economy. And the best way to do that, stimulate job growth, help people out, help people to help themselves. And this is familiar, right? Help people to help themselves. If I give you a job that you can have for the next 20 to 25 years, if you're a young man or woman, and you are going to be able to feed your family, make a good living, take care of things, okay? That's how you help people. You give them a purpose. You give them a reason for self-worth. Now, I've said this before, and I'll share this again. I went back to school at 29, all right? At 29, I went back to nursing school, and I got my nursing degree. When I finished school and I took my boards and I got my license, other than having my children, it's probably in the top 3 or 4 things that have happened in my life. I'll be honest with you. Because at that moment, I said, I can make a decent living from this point on. And I can make an impact and I can make a difference in people's lives. So that was important. A lot of those were all important. Be able to support myself, to be able to help people. And that's what nursing is really all about, is trying to help people. And then you get into it, and then you deal with the realities of the nonsense that goes with it. But I was able to make an impact on people's lives, and it really was important to me. I did a lot of home care too, and that was really where you could really make a lot of impact, and it was awesome. And realistically, and I've told people, I said, some of the most favorite people that I've ever met in my life are all dead now, because I took care of a lot of older people. And I met some fantastic people, heard some wonderful stories, about World War II, and different things like that. It's just amazing stuff that you're not going to ever read in a book. When you get it firsthand from somebody that was there and experienced it, that's where you really, and that whole generation is gone for the most part now. All your World War II folks, most of them are gone, so, that's something to think about too. Let's see, Amber Wallace. Hello, everyone. I've been buying tons of food off Amazon. I'm disabled in a wheelchair. Would people just rob me if things got bad? It really depends. I mean, first of all, you don't want to advertise what you're doing. I mean, as far as, in your neighborhood where you're at, if you're going to keep a low profile, depending on where you're at too. I mean, if you're in an apartment building, you obviously have to be more careful. That's important. Always want to, err on the side of caution. Like I said, for me, people say, oh, well, you put yourself out there, it makes you a target, which it does. It does. And I've talked about that extensively, but to me, it's really important to try to wake people up, to try to help people. And so I have enough people coming to me, guys, honestly, when things go bad, that really one of the last places you're going to want to try to come and think you're going to take things over. Again, I've talked about that. A prepper's retreat is not the place that you're going to think you're going to stroll in and just take everything. It doesn't work that way. Okay, it really doesn't. So, and you got to get there first after an event. So that's another thing. Depending on how bad things were and how fast things disintegrated or degraded in this country. So, hide your preps. Well, you know what, Raymond? We've talked about that a lot too. Not putting all your eggs in one basket, keeping things off site, keeping some of your things in other locations, having preps buried, caches in different places. It's also very, very smart to do. Again, if you can live on your prepper retreat, your bug out retreat, it is the best thing that you can do, because the number one reason why you want to live on your bug out retreat, when something happens, number one, you're already there, okay? You don't have to worry about trying to get to your bug out retreat. You're already there. So that's number one. Number two, it's like all your stuff is already in place. And again, you're there. So that's a huge part of it. I want you guys to think about this. Okay, let's say you live in suburbia. Anybody, I'm sure a lot of you guys live in suburbia. You may have a bug out retreat or a place that you plan on going. So you have a lot of your supplies right at home, okay? Now, let's say you have two vehicles, okay? You got two vehicles. You're going to get one trip. So you're going to load up those two vehicles with as much as you possibly can. Do you know how much stuff you're going to have to leave behind? I used to think about that constantly. If we had to bug out, we got to leave behind so much stuff. And, unless we planned on bugging in. But bugging in suburbia is not the safest thing to do, especially if you're close to a city. Once they've blown into the city, they're probably going to spread out maybe 5, maybe 10 miles outside of the city, and that'll be it. But once you do that, now you're in suburbia, okay? That's going to be a huge, huge target. So and then again, your neighbors who are unprepared are going to be possible adversaries as well. So the further out that you can get, and if you can live at your bug out retreat, it is so much smarter to do that. And so, like I said, I've always encouraged people, if you can get out of Dodge, or if you have somebody that you're connected with that has that bug out retreat, and here's the other part of that, keep things on site. I have people from my groups, or different people, they have supplies here. So realistically, let's say, okay, so you're in your home and you're in suburbia, and then the balloon goes up, and all you have time to do is get that one carload of stuff, right? You got one carload and you're out of there. That's saying if you can drive even, okay? But we're going to say that you can drive. You're going to get that one carload and you're gone, and you get to your bug out location. You get with Charlie, who's got this place up in the mountains that you're going to go to, and great, you got your carload of stuff. If you don't have supplies already in place, you've just wasted a lot of preparation things. And if you've been preparing for any length of time, having things located at your bug out retreat, and again, you don't have to have them like all stacked on the shelves. You can have things buried and hidden, false walls and stuff like that. So if somebody breaks into that retreat, if somebody's not living there full time, then you have, it gives you more options. So those are things to think about, really, really think about, okay? So what do we got? 1.1 in the chat, guys. We're at 742 on the thumbs up. Again, I'm going to ask for another thumbs up again. I want to actually kind of see, we got like 20 minutes to go. I want to see if we can hit 900 today. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you for doing that ahead of time. Again, like I said, it really does help with the algorithms with the channel. And so I appreciate that. And again, also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Okay, so thank you for that ahead of time. Let's see. Yeah, John J. just said, make your body a lethal weapon. That's a smart thing, too, as well. Merry Christmas says, America will be destroyed. It will be much worse than you can imagine. They have turned from the Lord Jesus Christ, and 95% aren't prepared for anything serious. 95% of the people, you are correct. Thank you for the donation, and thank you for your statement. But you're right about the fact that 95% of the people are not prepared. That's a scary number, guys. So I want you guys to, let's just take a minute. Thank you very much, too, for the donation. Merry Christmas. I appreciate it. 95% of the people in this country, we're just going to go with the United States, are not prepared for a 2-week disaster. So if you've been watching this channel for any length of time and you've thought about prepping and you're maybe prepping a little bit, or you're doing anything that you do, anything, even if it's on a small scale, let's say all I can do is I can stock up 2 cans of tuna fish a week or something like that, okay? If you are doing something as opposed to doing nothing, you're doing something to help yourself. You want to give yourself every advantage that you possibly can. All right? Can we do everything? Absolutely not. There's no way we can all do everything. There's just not. There's just not a realistic expectation. There's just no way. You just do the best that you can. If 95% of the people have done nothing, within a week or two, they're going to be starving masses, trying to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to get power, how they're going to stay warm, everything, okay? But if you have prepared and you have a bug out location, or you plan to shelter in place, Jenna A. just said, Ed, it's scary. I don't believe that the high percentage was not prepared. Yeah, no, it is that high. If you go to FEMA and the Red Cross, Jenna, it's 95% of the people are not prepared for a 2-week disaster, which blows me away, especially here in the United States, because every single year we have events that happen. Flooding, fires, hurricanes, tornadoes, blizzards, ice storms, you name it. It happens every single year in this country, and still people do not prepare. Blows me away. Absolutely blows me away. What is it going to take to make people wake up? Rob Anderson said, Bear, hold on a second. I want to read that comment. He said, let's see, where is that? Bear says what is on his mind. If he doesn't want to wear a mask, so I still do. Yeah, and exactly. Individual choice. People can do whatever they want to do. I mean, like, if you go to Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply has a policy. If you come in their store, you have to have a mask on. So I go in and I make them give me a mask. Gives me an extra mask. Okay. I'll put it on. I'll do my shopping and then I leave. Simple. Okay. But not a bad thing. The cat quake. Yep. Yeah, it was Mr. Max. Mr. Max over here. So, but again, anything that you're going to do that is going to help you not be a victim. I can't even stress enough how important that is. Again, can we prepare for everything? Absolutely not. But you can start with that 2 weeks worth of water and food. 2 weeks worth of water and food gives you an advantage over 95% of the people in this country. Why would you not do that? Why would you not do that? We have so many people that are walking around with the rose-colored glasses that think that everything's going to be fine, that nothing is going to ever happen in the United States. Nope, it won't happen. Everything's going to be wonderful. Well, you know what? If you pay attention to everything that's going on, I don't think things are wonderful. And I think we're in for some rough times coming up here. And if people don't start, helping themselves, there's going to be a lot of people in trouble. So any way that you can help yourself, I think is a very, very smart thing. Don't Panic said, wearing a mask in the store is like no shirt, no service. Well, yeah, then it's, that's depending on where you go. Some stores don't care if you have it on or not. Some do. So, again, there's a cat quake again. Sorry, guys. So, my mom always said, if you can't say anything nice about someone, don't say anything. Jerry Moeller just said, you know what? That would be wonderful if that's the way it worked. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way anymore. I'm sorry. Yeah, people are nuts. Asif, my brother, my sister, my dad are prepared for 3 to 4 week disaster. I help to teach them to prepare. I'm prepping this year. That's awesome. And again, that's a great thing. He encouraged family members to help themselves, and some of them listened, which is fantastic. Thank you for sharing that, Asif, and thank you very much for the donation. Again, really, really smart. And again, when people say, well, I don't tell people I prep. Well, you are not going to make it as an individual or as a small family. When I say small family, I'm talking 3, 4, 5 of you. You're not going to make it because nobody can stay up 24 hours a day. If it's mom, dad, and the 3 kids, if you don't have a group of people that you're working with, you're not going to make it. That's the reality. That's the reality. You will eventually be absorbed into some group somewhere. Why not make the conscious choice of deciding now the people that you want to hang out with at that time, when that time comes? The people in my group, we sit down, we talk, we decide, yes, no, maybe. That's how we roll, and so there's people that I have. Oh, so here's the funny thing about this. Okay. So a lot of the people in my group have never met each other. Think about that for a second. Okay. They know me. Okay. I know them, but they may not know other group members. That's done for a reason as well. Okay. I think it's important to try to get together if you can for some group members to meet other group members. I think that is a good thing. When the time comes, guys, it's going to be a crash course for all of us. It really is. We're going to be in a situation that we never expected to be in. And, like I said, safety in numbers. Safety in numbers is going to be a huge thing. Now, you might not care for somebody, but if that person's got your back and they're going to help keep you alive, you can put up with a lot of crap. But again, I would rather have a good indication of the people that I want to be around with ahead of time. Now, here's something else, and I've said this before too, and I'm going to say it again. In a post-event, you will end up, guaranteed, you will end up with people in your group that you never expected would be in your group. Maybe people you've never even met in your life up to that point, but they're bringing a certain skill set that you may need in your group. I'm going to tell you right now. So I'm going to give a great example. All right. So here we are. Post-event happens. Everybody's like laying low, hunkering down. And we decide, okay, we're going to kind of start vetting people. What skill sets do you bring to the table? Down comes a dentist down the road. All right. And he says, well, listen, I'm a dentist. I've been working as a dentist. I have some of my tools here. I can be an asset to your group. Absolutely. Yes, they can. You bring that person into your group. And if it includes them, their wife, their kid, Aunt Jane, under the understanding, everybody works or you don't eat. There is no laying around anymore. Okay. And when I say everybody works, what do I mean by that? You got Grandpa Charlie, who is 90 years old. Okay. And he can't do a whole lot of physical stuff, but he can man a radio. He can help, like watch the kids for short periods of time, whatever the case may be. There are things that older people can do to be a very big asset to a group. Okay. I think that's important. And I think that's what we need to focus on. Everybody has worth. Everybody has worth, and everybody can do something. Nobody's going to be sitting around in a post event. It ain't going to be like now where people sit around and feel sorry for themselves and poor me, I'm a victim. Those days are going to be over with. And I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to see a huge amount of people committing suicide in a post-event because they cannot handle the change. They will not live in a world that is not exactly what they're used to. It will happen. It will break other people mentally because they can't handle it, okay? You better be ready for those type of things, guys. Look around you in your group. Maybe somebody you think that could handle it and can do what they need to do or whatever the case, they may not be able to. And it may break them depending on what the situation is. So think about those things. Just being ready as best you can. Try to keep things as normal as you can. I think that is important. But again, always help yourself. Don't be a victim. Please don't be victims. So what we're going to do real quick right now.
You might be interested to know there's not one, but 2 raccoons.
Where?
In the shed.
Oh, is there? You saw them?
Yes, because I was petting Molly and I heard in there. And I was like, I pulled up the door and I opened up my light and I was like, huh. And 2 of them.
Nice. Yeah, we got to address that. Yeah, we've had some raccoon issues in the shop. So, yeah, something we got to deal with. But so I think we're going to have to start setting that trap and see if we can't catch them. I got some traps that we can set, and I think we may have to do that and dispatch of the raccoons because that's not going to be a good thing. So anyway, I want to do this now really quickly because we're already at 11 minutes after. So we're going to, before we do it though, I'm going to ask one more time here real quick. We're at 1.1. We're at 826. Got to try to hit 900, guys. We're at 826 on the thumbs up. Again, if you have not hit a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to do that, please, again, to show support for the channel. Shotgun times. Yeah, well, I got to be careful because I got a lot of cats too. So if I can catch them in a trap, I can dispatch them very simply with a 22. It's real simple then. But yeah, they will get. Now, you know what? They have not bothered the chickens, but I want to get them out of there. I don't want them to think about, oh, there's chicken dinner over here. Yeah, so, but food in there, yes. Yep, there's some stuff that they got into. So, yep. Check raccoon and fried rice. Hey, you know what? In the post-event, yum, yum. So, L. Gibson, the government told us almost 2 years ago to prepare for at least 6 months worth of supplies. Shows folks don't pay attention unless it's free stuff. You're right, and they did talk about that. FEMA actually got on there and said that you should have 6 months worth of food. And you're right, it was about 2 years ago they talked about that. So maybe they know something that we don't know. Again, it's just smart to be prepared. So anyway, so people are putting it up here already. So we are Legion. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. We're this huge network, this huge family of people, and we really are. And guys, I'm telling you again, if we network, there is no stopping us. No stopping us. Where is everybody from tonight? Northeast Kentucky. Wood still lost. That's funny. We got Georgia, Apollo, Pennsylvania. Germantown, Maryland, very nice. Upstate South Carolina, Central Ohio, Oregon, West Coast of Florida, New Jersey, Long Island, Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, Indiana, Las Vegas, North Georgia, New Jersey, Grand Island, Nebraska, I think is what they said there, Nova Scotia up in Canada, Troy, Vermont, BC, Canada, Indiana, Illinois, let's see, Ontario, California, Northern Idaho, North Georgia, Reno, Nevada, Cincinnati, Ohio, Rockford, Illinois, North Georgia, Central, oh, it's going so fast, guys, Arizona, Paris, Texas, Georgia again, North Georgia, Oregon coast, Ontario, Canada, Akron, Ohio, Central Indiana, Illinois, Tilson, New York, Nebraska, Virginia, Connecticut, Arkansas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Windsor, New York, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, let's see, New Zealand, let's see, Bear, Vermont, Wisconsin, Alabama, let's see, Cuba, Connecticut, United States, that's nice, that narrows it down, the Adirondacks, Long Island, let's see, Colorado, Hollywood, Florida, Ulster Park, New York, Wisconsin, Baltimore, We got Wyoming, New Jersey, Virginia Beach. Let's see. Galveston, Pennsylvania. Kauai, I don't even know what part of Hawaii. I'm reading that. I can't read that, but it's Hawaii. I'll just say Hawaii. Colorado. I know it's one of the islands, and I wasn't sure which one, but sorry. Oklahoma, Wyoming, Iowa. So we got Cairns, Australia. So we're all over, guys. We're all over the United States, all over the world. We're a big family, realistically, and that's what people really don't get. We are the people that are awake, and a lot of people are not awake. So we're the ones that truly can make a difference when the time comes, and people don't think about that. They really, truly don't. So, again, the more we network, the better off we're going to be, and I think that that's important. And again, a good way to network if you're interested, go to my website at preppernurse1.com. You would click on Prepper Nurse One Community. You do have to register for that because it's private. So once you've registered, and there is no cost, it's totally free. No credit card information is asked. You go in there. You can meet like-minded people in whatever state you're in, whatever country you're in. And, if you want to network with people, if you want to just go in and read the message boards, there's a lot of message boards in there, a lot of information. It's a good way to do that as well. Also, again, it's like if you're looking to try to form a group, or if you're just looking for a loose affiliation, it's a great opportunity to do that as well. So definitely please take advantage of that. We set that up for you guys to do that, because I had a lot of people didn't know how to connect with people, and that's why we set that up on the website. I will mention again, too, I wanted to mention this really, really quickly. Legacy on Friday shipped out, like 20 orders got shipped out on Friday. So food is coming, okay? People are waiting, and I understand that they're getting caught up, it was awesome to see 20 orders go out, because I had a lot of people were asking, what's going on and looking for updates. And trust me, I get it. I want you guys to get your food. You have no idea how badly. I want to get it all caught up and, and do that as well. But if you are looking to get more added to your preps and you want freeze-dried food, go to my website, preppernurse1.com. You'll click on store. It'll drop down. It'll say Legacy Foods. It's a good opportunity to get it, because I'm telling you right now, I feel when the fall comes, I think it's going to be horrible, okay? Legacy is finally catching up on stuff, and they're getting orders out. They're finally really starting to get rolling, to be honest with you. It has been a long, long journey for a lot of people, unfortunately, but they are getting there, okay? So be patient. It's coming. Anybody that's still waiting, just be patient. You will get your food. But take advantage of that. What they have available on the website, if it says right now that it's available, it shouldn't be that long of a wait, which is better. So take advantage of that if you would like to. Okay, so that's there again on the website, preppernurse1.com. You click on store, it'll drop down, it'll say Legacy. What is available is what I have on there right now. So definitely, 2 raccoons makes 2 hats. Yeah, I may have to go out there after I get off of here. And Richard Ruckman says everyone can pull their weight. You're exactly right. In a post-event, everybody needs to pull their weight, and it's going to be important that people do that. So what are we at, 897? All right, guys, we have 3 more to go to get to that 900 number for thumbs up. So I got to ask again, if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, please do so. Show support for the channel, get us up over there, and we just did. We're at 901. Okay, cool. So that's awesome. So, but yeah, again, guys, I want to thank my moderators who get on here and show support the channel by keeping the chat clean. I do appreciate you guys. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. So thank you guys for that. Ed, we will be protesting on your property with my Raccoon Lives Matter sign. Oh my God, that's freaking hilarious. No, raccoon lives don't matter, especially if they try to go after the chickens. They have not yet. I've been very, very fortunate. No, Molly, stay back there. I'll let you out in a second. So anyway, stop. No. She's demanding. When she wants to go out, she wants to go out right now. Okay, come on over here and tell me. I'll pick you up. There's Mr. Max. So anyway, guys, thank you moderators again for doing such a great job. I do appreciate it. And I am going to jump off of here for now. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody had a great first. I really do. I hope you had a great time. I hope you get to relax a little bit. Stop thinking about the insanity that's happening in our world, and take a breather. And that's important too. And with everything going on, guys, I really do encourage people to step away sometimes and just do something that you enjoy, to not constantly be thinking about the insanity that's happening. That's what I do when I ride. It is one of my escapes that I use to just get away from the nonsense and not think about things. And I think it's really, really important to be able to do that, okay? So anyway, remember, guys, we are all in this together. That's important to remember. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important that we tell the people that we love and that we care about every single day how we feel. Also remember STD, step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time. It's one thing at a time and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, guys, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive. Stay away from that negativity, and you're going to be fine, okay? I will see you all tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great day. Try to stay cool this week, because if you're anywhere up, I know the cold country's been really, really hot, so just be safe. Hey, nose picking, have the dog sent to shed to deter the raccoons. You mean put the dogs in there a little bit? All right, I may do that. I can do that. So, all right, I will see you all later. We ended up with, 9:51 on the thumbs up. Awesome. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a great day. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now. And thank you, Pickin, for that donation, too. I do appreciate that. Thank you.